How's it going over there? I see it is dark in your neck of the woods at this moment.
Angela, it is. First of all, it's great to hear from you. And it's 7 p.m. in Baghdad, and the day is still bright and young. We've got a little bit of work ahead of us this evening, but everybody's pretty pumped up, ready to get more good things done.
Can you describe for us what it's like over there in Baghdad for those of us who have never been there, probably will never be there? What is it like to be there every day? What are the people like? What is the scenery like? The weather? Just fill us in a little bit about the culture over there.
First of all, the weather, Angela, is very similar to what you would see in south central Pennsylvania in the October, November time period, more towards the earlier part of November. It stays about 45 to 50 during the day, and then in the evening it might drop down to a low of about 40. The people are wonderful, though. I have to tell you, I deal quite a bit with the Iraqis on a day-to-day basis with the current job that I have, and they're just wonderful people. I had a chance to see them on Election Day, and I'm extremely proud. They want to be free, and they're incredibly thankful to us. They're great partners, and we're enjoying the opportunity to be here with them. It's a gorgeous city as well. I have to tell you, it's on the Tigris River, so you have it's part of the Fertile Crescent area. It's even though it's not green right now, parts of the area are green, although it'll get quite warm this summer. The buildings are in just beautiful architecture, and again, everyone, you just couldn't ask for a nicer group of people to be with.
You mentioned Election Day. We did a local story here with some Iraqis living in central Pennsylvania who went down to Maryland to vote. What was it like there on Election Day? Was it as scary as people were making it out to be, or was it generally a good day for Iraqis?
It was absolutely electrifying. I can't describe it. I was at one of the polls and had a chance also to go to the Independent Election Commission of Iraq press conference towards the latter part of the day. And I was just extremely proud of how positively the Iraqis voted to the opportunity to vote, something that sometimes we occasionally take for granted. The Iraqis were motivated. They were dancing in the streets in many cases. They were positive. They were thankful. I received a call from one of the deputy ministers in the Iraqi government who was almost in a tear-like manner just describing how thankful he was for him and his mother to be able to go out and vote. And they did this. There were some periods of intimidation, and the terrorists did that, but they weren't successful. And there were 2 elections held that day. And what I tell Angela that you really should try to communicate to everyone, it was not only a victory over the terrorists, but it was a victory for democracy in a country that's been thriving for it. A good bit of the birthplace of civilization took place right in this general area and in the nation of Iraq, and they were excited about it. And you couldn't help but be overwhelmed by their spirit of enthusiasm when you saw how electrifying the moment was. My interpreter, Joseph, came up and he had his finger was painted. He was proudly showing that behind an Iraqi flag. And you couldn't help but feel a tremendous sense of joy for what they've gone through despite the fear of intimidation. And they won. They won this hands down. I'm really proud of them.
Colonel, what is the U.S. military's mission in Iraq at this moment?
What we're doing is it's part of a transition. We're helping the sovereign nation of Iraq establish their government. And what they're doing, what we're doing is assisting them in becoming the independent democracy that they're striving and doing so well to be. The Iraqi transitional government will be appointed once the election results are announced. We're not actually part of that, so it'll be an independent commission that announces those results. But we'll have the opportunity to see it and then assist them in getting the transitional government established that they'll be doing on their own. But we're here kind of in a support role, and again also to work on putting the insurgency and keeping that under control. But again, the Iraqi security forces, the Iraqi National Guard and military forces are just doing a great job. You'd be really proud of them.
On a lighter note, how is your wife doing? How often do you get to communicate with her? Do you get to email a lot? Do you get to call a lot? How are you keeping in touch with folks back here in Central PA?
We have phenomenal email capability here, and so we're staying in touch with the emails, and that's available to all soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. And that really actually makes it a lot easier than some of the servicemen from prior conflicts, such as Vietnam and Korea and World War II did. So we have it much better in that regard, and we're all very thankful for that. I get an opportunity to call home about 2-3 times a week. I get a chance to talk to my children. I have 4 children. And I call as often as I possibly can, and we all get an opportunity to do that. And we do stay in touch, as I said, by email. It's a great system that we've got set up to stay in touch.
Colonel, you know this weekend is a huge weekend here in Pennsylvania. We've got the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, which I know you know about. Can you tell us what you and fellow Pennsylvania soldiers will be doing tomorrow for the game?
Well, actually, the time of the game for us will be about 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. So what we're going to be doing is many of us will probably be over at the gym because we have a television in the gym for when we're running. And I'm going to have to see if I can run throughout the entire game. So I'm going to ask the Eagles if they wouldn't mind to kind of wrap this up pretty quick, so that I don't have to stay on the treadmill that long. But we're going to be really excited about watching the Eagles roll to a Super Bowl victory. I'm just real thankful having been in the central part of the state and having friends in both Philadelphia and the Pittsburgh area that I didn't have to choose between the two. But it's going to be great to see the Super Bowl come back to Philadelphia and have a great victory for the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Wonderful, Colonel. Thank you for talking with us today. Good luck over there. Keep those emails coming. It's good to see you.
I will. And God bless everybody. And I just want to say hello to everybody in South Central Pennsylvania. We miss you all, and we promise not to let you down.